Yo, what's going on? It's the Bigg Convo. Today, man, I have a special guest with me, man. Tevaar.
Yo, man, thanks for having me. Yeah, my name's Tevaar Smith. I'm on the label management team at The Orchard, also co-founder of the Southern Mississippi Entertainment Conference and the Mississippi Mud playlist. Send my boy Kevin Cartier those links.
Yeah, man. We're gonna get straight to it, man. So, how did you get into managing?
Honestly, I mean, first of all, like, I kind of got into music just kind of like watching Puff on making the band and just kind of really liked the way he was kind of maneuvering and making things happen on the show. So that's like really what got me into music. Then I met Kev in high school, and you know, as an artist kind of like grows, they kind of need like, you know, like a homeboy that's kind of like championing them and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I got started, and then it just kind of grew from there. And like my personality is like, I'm very personable, like I'm very organized, so like I think it just kind of fits me.
Right, man, that's good, man, because artists be needing that help like that. So, I know you said you went to Southern, what kind of degree can you speak on your degree? Like,
And then when I was at USM, I just got honestly like a standard business degree. Like I knew I wanted to work in music, but like being from down here, I was like, I don't really want to go into like the music program, because if I have to move back home, I don't know what I'm gonna use this degree for. So I wanted to have a degree that kind of had like a broad like use, but like I knew like I wanted to work in music though.
Okay, so I mean, how did the job TuneCore come about? How did that even come about?
I mean, so I moved to New York in 2015 without a job, honestly, and I kind of just hit the ground running. Like, I mean, I was networking, going to as many events as possible, and at the time I had like a customer service job. Like I was just trying to like, obviously like sustain myself and like make money and stuff like that. And we found out that the company was laying everybody off, and TuneCore had a position that had like a strong customer service kind of lean to it. And I just applied for it on LinkedIn, reached out to the HR person, interviewed for it, and got it. So it was really like just kind of like the culmination of like all things kind of like hitting at once.
Right. I know it's kind of made it seem like kind of so simple, you know, but like was the networking kind of like when you got out there, was you networking real hard, or was it kind of just like all I gotta do is talk to this person or talk to that person, or was you really?
Man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could have just been like talking to one or two people. Like I really went to like every event I could go to. Like I got out there, I got on like Eventbrite. You know, I was on Twitter, I was on Instagram, literally trying to go to everything I could go to. So like the first month I was there, I probably went to like 8 events in the first month, because I didn't have a job at the time. So like I was just like applying for work and like going to as many events as possible. And then like, you know, the thing about a city like New York is, as big as it is, the entertainment industry is still kind of small. So like, you know, even in that short month, I started seeing some of the same people over and over again, and then they start asking you like, hey, like what are you here for? Like, or why are you here? And that's kind of like how I start to build some relationships. And yeah, I just kind of maintained those over time, man, and like it worked out.
Right. So having that job at TuneCore and that experience, like you feel like it's helping you now, like with management.
Yeah, I mean for sure. It's because I mean, so I was at TuneCore for like a year and a half, from 2017 to towards the end of 2018, and then I got this job that I have now at the Orchard. The thing is, like, yeah, once you kind of have like that title behind you, for some people that means a lot. Like for some people, it's like that's like it's basically like a cosign. Yeah. So like they're like, oh, well, you know, he works there, so he must know something or do something or know somebody. So then more people want to associate with you. And I think that helps a lot. It grows your personal brand. Obviously, you get more experience, and then, I mean, you also get paid. So, yeah, I think it helped me personally and professionally. And then, yeah, like I got a better understanding of how things work behind the scenes, which is how I can kind of continue to move like on the management side.
And I'm pretty sure you still got some of those connects that you made within TuneCore.
Yeah, for sure. Like I still like not a lot of my coworkers are like moved around. To like different like music entities and stuff, and I like, you know, I'm friends with them on Facebook and Instagram. We still keep in touch, so that's, you know, that's like one of the big pros of like working in an industry like that. It's kind of like, you know, like on the coast down here, if you work at like the Grand Casino and then you leave and you go work at the Beau Rivage, it's kind of the same thing. Right. In the music, it's like, okay, you work at RCA and then you leave and you go work at Def Jam. I still know you. Like, now that you work at Def Jam, it's not like they make you stop talking to everybody you worked with at RCA. So it's kind of similar. It's probably, you know, similar to any other industry. It's just, you know, it's a little flashier.
Right. So, with you being in New York for your time and being in Biloxi, what can you say, you know, working with the business in New York, what can you say Mississippi like at the most as far as business and the structure here compared to what it is in New York?
what we lack.
Yeah, not just lack, but what you feel like that we can Mississippi artists can do better as far as putting out music. Because I know you, like you said, you work for TuneCore and stuff like that. And around here, I can say that artists just go about just putting out music a certain way, just the normal way, you know, record it, drop it, shoot a video to it, no promotion behind it, just strictly putting it out, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big things down here is like artists don't collaborate a lot. Like, so if you go to another big city, especially like Atlanta, those artists collaborate with each other all the time. The producers collaborate. That's kind of how like Atlanta continues to build and grow. We don't have as much of that. Like, we don't really have as much of like artists from Gulfport collabing with artists from Hattiesburg and Jackson and Oxford and stuff like that. So that's one thing I think definitely will help the state is like the cross-pollination of people's fans. But then also, yeah, artists kind of just like they record it and then like they don't think about like, oh, okay, like I got 5 songs, I should put these out like every other week, and then I'm gonna do like a contest, or I'm gonna do like, you know, I'm gonna do a couple videos for these songs and I'm gonna stagger them. They don't really like plan the release. Like they just kind of like put it out. So I think, you know, just putting a little bit more planning behind the release, I think would help a lot. Cause I mean, a lot of these people played sports before. Like you don't just, you plan for each team you play, right? Like every team doesn't play the same. So you're not gonna play the Warriors like how you would play the Bucks, or you're not gonna play, you know, LeBron like how you would play Steph Curry. So you kind of have to think about that with each song. Like not every song is meant to come out the same way. Not everybody listens to the same type of music. So you kind of got to think about it like that.
And I honestly feel like it comes down to like artists really don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to putting out their music and putting out videos and stuff like that. So like, what do you feel like artists need if they don't know? If they don't have like no idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? No idea what to do, the right way to do it. Like, what kind of advice could you give them?
I mean, honestly, trial and error is like a lot of people learn like that. Even people like in the industry, like don't get it twisted. Like just because somebody's on the other side of the line doesn't mean they're not learning from trial and error. I think there's a lot of trial and error out here. I just think the one thing about it is like you kind of have to be learning from it. Like you have to be learning from the trial and error. Like you can't keep doing the same thing and it not working, and that's the only thing that you try to do. So like if you see something kind of starting to get more likes or more plays or whatever, like look into that a little bit more. I think that's kind of like what artists kind of don't really tend to do. Like they kind of just keep trying the same strategy, even if one thing like worked like, you know, a lot more than something else. They're like, nah, bro, I gotta drop. So like I think like literally doing trial and error, but then like learning from that and like adjusting your vision or adjusting your plan based on like what's working for you.
All right. I see recently y'all you've been working on the Mississippi Mud playlist. Can you give me an idea about that or what's that about? Mississippi Mud playlist?
Oh yeah, so me and my boy Kevin Cartier, shout out my boy Kevin. So we started this playlist kind of like to do what I was just talking about a second ago, where we wanted like more artists from across the state to kind of like know about each other and like collaborate, work together, like connect, because like we don't have like a centralized city that we all go to and like we don't have like Atlanta. Like in Georgia, everybody knows, hey, like this is the place you go to like record and do videos and all that. We don't really have that here. So especially with COVID, we had to find a way to do that digitally. So with COVID kind of messing things up, like we decided to start this playlist. At first it was just kind of like a small idea to like kind of help put some of Kevin's music out, but we wanted to put other artists on there as well. And then we just kind of kept doing it, and like we trying to be consistent with it, and it's led to, especially for Kevin, like collabs and all types of different stuff that like we would have thought would have came from this. So we're trying to build it out now into like, you know, a platform for artists from Mississippi